Hello, thank you for tuning into this section of reads. These reads are definitely valid for whenever you come to them. The cards and dice, that's going to be below. This should be on YouTube channel James13 Wicca, just in case you're seeing it somewhere else. This is where it should be on YouTube. And that being said, this is the last month I'm going to be doing readings at Renewed and Rescued, but there's cool things there if you want to check it out. It's in Herkimer, New York. If you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. It's James the number 4 at James the number 4 astral@gmail.com. Excuse me, it should be right down here. And if you'd like the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching. Let's go ahead and get into your reading. Hello, Leo. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Leo? Why is it, there's a really good moment here, but are we having a hard time enjoying it? What's going on? That's interesting. You got the sun. You know where this is going? What is it? Is it other people? What's going on here? How are you doing? I think you're okay. What's going on? I'm going to have this moment where I have to give it a minute to kind of link in, because this is a really good energy for you. This is really good for you. Yours is good. Why do I think people are giving you a hard time, or people are kind of like, I feel like other people are kind of bringing down the energy, or trying to. There's something going on here. There's a problem, clearly a problem. And I feel like this overall energy is going to be like, they want you to notice the issue a little bit more, not because it's something you have to fix per se, but it's like, if you see it for what it really is, it may change how you relate to it. And they're saying this might be more of a problem than you actually are seeing it for, because it's kind of like, oh, that's an issue, or they're an issue, I just will move away from it, or I'll just do my own thing, or I'll put it where it needs to go. But it's kind of like, if I see it more for what the actual issue is, I'm like, wait a minute, that's unacceptable. I need to correct this in a different way, and then it's not a problem at all. It's not even a factor anymore. Maybe a complete overhaul about how it's handled based on the depths of like what's really going on here. Because you have success in your own right, that's true, but it's like there might be a repetitive thing going on here. They're like, no, you're not realizing that you're allowing something to continue, and it's way past its expiration date. I don't think you're paying attention to it, is why. Which would make sense if it's a problem. They're like, that's them. They're an issue. They're their own whatever. It makes sense to me, because I feel like you've already made your mind up about this. Well, when I say made up your mind, it's kind of like when they do that, I do this, and that's that. You know what I mean? It's not like it's set in stone, but I feel like I'm used to like, oh, they're doing that, so I'm going to go over here. Or, oh, that's what they're doing. Okay, I'm going to, whatever. I'm going to handle it the way I've been handling it. You've seen this come forward many a time before, I get. And it's kind of like, yeah, this is what I do when they do that. When that pops up, this is what I do. You made a judgment. You decide, it might be one of those things where, I don't know why I'm using this analogy other than it just popped up this way. So if it's not for you, it's not for you. Don't worry about it. But it's kind of like when you're dating somebody, or you're in a relationship with somebody, and one of their relatives or even a child of theirs has negative behavior, and it's kind of like, oh, that's a them problem, that's not a me problem. They don't want my 2 cents anyway, so I just step back and I go away. And that might be like, maybe that's a problem, ironically. Although I can understand exactly why you would be like, okay. It also could be one of those things where, all right, somebody's having a hard day at work, so maybe I pick up some of the slack, so we can just get everything done and move on with life. They have a fit, they're having a hard time, so I just get it done and move on with my life, because I don't want to sit here and look at it and blah, 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 and I can just get it done, so I'll just do it myself. It could be one of those things. If that's how you're handling it, you have a good reason why you're doing that, which might be just because it aggravates you and you just want it out of your way so you don't have to look at it. That's your business. But they're saying however you're handling this situation, it's kind of like it's perpetuating it. It's not solving anything, and it just seems to be growing. And that might be a thing too. It might be growing. You might inadvertently be empowering the wrong person. Inadvertently, because somebody is winning out here that should not be winning out here. This is interesting. I'm going to do the dice on this before I go too far. They're not thinking about what they're doing, and they don't care about the consequences. Okay, that's them. They like it when people are unhappy. It might be one of those things. I don't know if that sounds super negative, but or it's either they like people being unhappy or they're just flat out unhappy. So this is just what they do because they're just unhappy. Some people have that attitude of like, well, if I'm not happy, why should you be happy? It could be one of those things. It's dragging down other people around you that I feel like matter to you. Okay. It's here. It's just like, I feel like somebody's gotten a little bit too comfortable with a bad attitude. Okay. There's energy that wants to change. So other people in this situation want this situation to evolve or change. I do feel like this is something that's compatible with you. And I feel like this is where this reading is really starting to click in. Something new can happen here. Something new can be created. And there's a positive energy for you to link up with. It's kind of like whatever you're doing, it's really, I don't feel like it's that big of a deal to you. I think that's one of the reasons this keeps perpetuating. Like, it's not a big deal. I'll just handle it this way and move on with my life. And it seems to be like not a big deal. I feel equally helping this energy progress in a better way. It seems like it's the same level of effort. So it's kind of like, all right, if I can make this a better situation, I'll just put my effort that way. That's better. I'm cool with that. How do you connect to that? I immediately got, we're getting to it. Hold on. I immediately got that, like, we're getting to it. Give it a second. Okay, so that's there. Somebody else might start this. So it's not even up to you to figure out what's the best action and how to do it. Somebody else might start this. It's just about you shifting a viewpoint, shifting like where you're putting your energy. It doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal for you. And at first, I don't think it's going to be an issue. It's down the road a little bit. This energy, there's this energy that just does not, it's just not doing well. Why or how is subjective? It's a general reading, So, it's not balancing. Something is not balancing right. Manipulation might come in here. Somebody might try to pull on your heartstrings. Is Leo self-sufficient? I feel like obviously that, yes. I feel like that. I know there's a lot of different flavors of Leo, but Leo typically is very self-sufficient. There's a lot of flavors. Like, there's a lot in a chart. It's not just your sun sign or moon sign or rising sign or whatever you're looking at this through. Very self-sufficient. So someone is going to try to pull on your heartstrings to get you to do it the way it was going before. We could go through a lot of scenarios about how they want to do that, but like I feel like I just keep getting the very basic, like, oh, Leo, if you just handled this like you used to handle this, I could do so much better. I could really make this right. I just need that chance. I don't feel like that's going to hold water, but I get that there's like a little pull here. There's a possibility here. A possibility, because we want to solve the issue. We don't want to band-aid it. We want to fix it. So it's kind of like, We don't, if somebody breaks their arm, you don't want to just like give them something to shut them up and just like, okay, you're not crying anymore, so let's just, okay. And then it heals wrong because you're going to have to re-break it later and heal it right. You want the correct, like, all right, we got to do what we got to do. We got to set it a certain way. We got to do it this way. You don't like that process, but this is what we need to do for it to heal correctly. It's either heal it correctly now or have the consequences of it not working correctly because it didn't heal correctly, and possibly having to go through the whole process even worse later. So the possibility here is to go with the majority, to go with the flow. Whoever started this and moved it forward in a certain way, keep in contact with them, ask them. If somebody's pulling on your heartstrings, maybe you decide whether you need to further that information on or not. Whatever's right for you. But I'm getting go with the majority on this one. That way, the situation actually gets fixed and we can move on with it. If you regress, I just feel like it's just we're gonna have to do this again later. We're just gonna have to do it again later, and what's the point? You got bigger and better things to move on to. Why keep doing this? You know what I mean? It reminds me of just like a kid who just every time they go into the living room throws everything all over the place. It's kind of like, all right, I'm over this. They break things, they make a mess of it. Let's confine them to this one room where they're safe and they can have their toys, and we'll just, if they're going to mess up that room anyway, but we don't have to let them mess up the whole house. Let's confine them, let's handle it. That because there's other things. Instead of me taking half my day constantly cleaning up the house, I could, spend maybe 10, 15 minutes keeping that room cleaned at the end of the day that they're supposed to be in. And there's so many other things I need to be doing anyway. There's so many better things I can be doing. There's healing that can happen here. There's also realities that may not want to be seen. Healing. This is the void I keep getting, like, by you helping this go forward in a better direction, truth comes forward that maybe some people don't want to see. You may or may not be a part of that group. May or may not. It's coming forward sooner or later anyway. I mean, things can get better there. Just because we don't like what we're seeing, and you may or may not be seeing some reality that you don't like. It may be more other people seeing things that they just don't like, that this is what it's made of. Healing can be very powerful, but like a better way of handling things, kind of going, all right, this is what it is. It can just make a lot. It creates a better, like, this is what the foundation can hold, and now that we know that, we know what we can and can't put on it. We know what we can and can't do with it. If we put too much on it, we're going to have problems, and if we put too little on it, we're wasting time. We know better about what it can do. Not everybody's going to like that, but I get, like, there's going to be a moment here where we have to really address what's going on here and why, and then we can free I keep getting, like, the freedom energy from this. It says pleasure, but I keep feeling freedom from this. Kind of like there could be there's a good card after this. We can make the situation a lot better, but we have to actually deal with what's truly happening. We just got to deal with what it is. There may be a period of time where people are kind of stuck in this, like, I can't believe this is what it actually is. People just not wanting to, just people being upset that, like, oh, this is what it really is. This is what it really is. I don't know that you're going to get stuck in that, but you may also be part of the energy that kind of helps keep it moving, kind of like, all right, that's what it is. Let's handle it. Let's handle it. You're helping this energy continue forward and heal. Your progressive energy. There's a really good energy coming out here with the lovers on the other side, people getting along, people doing things in a better way, people accepting what the truth is here. And they will be attracted to you. the situation is what the situation is. It could be one of those things where they're never happy with what it actually is, and that is what it is. But they'll be attracted to you, and they'll be happy with you for dealing with it the best you can and helping create solutions. Anything else I got to do with that? All right, I think we made it where we need to make it. All right, hopefully that's helpful. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.